Hello friends, this is Donna Reiners with 40 Days of the Brave New You. We're on day 28, and today it's how God sees me. And how God sees me, I'm going to read you a little paragraph I wrote which tells you how God sees you. You are seen through love. You are seen forgiven and blameless. You didn't do anything for this condition. God forgave you before you responded, and He forgave you without your permission or your help. He sees you as His child because He's your Father. He's my Father, your neighbor's Father. He's everybody's Father. That's how big God is. Listen, that is a game changer for how I treat myself and how I treat other people. How God sees me. How God sees you. When you realize you're forgiven, you treat other people like they're forgiven as well. When you realize that others are under the skew on the inside of feeling accused and feeling condemned all the time, you have a tendency to love them a little bit more because you realize they're under a heavy burden. They're under a harsh yoke. They're under a law-driven relationship with God, a relationship that's been defined by performance or been defined by their title or been defined by their role in life versus their identity in Christ, which is forgiven, blameless, loved, His son, His daughter. It's the goodness of God. God sees you true. He sees you honorable. He sees you pure. He sees you lovely. He sees you in good repute. He sees you excellence. He sees you worthy. God is not some spiritual thing up in the sky looking to judge you, scream at you, be mad at you, and punish you. That's just not His heart. He sent Jesus, and Jesus took a load of crap so that you and I could live a life of peace. So I just want to encourage you today to see yourself through the eyes of this thought, this word, God's words about you. That you will release and receive within you the truth about you, the truth inside you, the truth of who you really are, which is forgiven, blameless, honorable. That you will see you through honest dealings, honest thoughts, an honest present, an honest future, an honest past. That you will see yourself as acceptable and valuable. That you will see yourself as a man or woman of excellence, of virtue, and bold. That you will commend yourself because you're created in God's image, from the seed that came from God. And today, I encourage you to find a place that's quiet and just take a few moments. I put 15 in the book, actually, but take a few months and just be still and consider how God sees you versus how you see you. How you see you is usually the way you respond in life to others and you respond in life to yourself. Or it's an unhealed place inside of you that you're coming from, when we're responding out of pieces versus peace. I tell you what, peace is not that everything's okay. Peace is not everything's going great. Peace is not everything is flowing well. That's a worldly peace. Peace is the inside place inside of you where the nature of God lives. And you draw from that place, that space, to respond to the pieces that are around you, to respond to the things that are around you. Sometimes, listen, I am not the woman who says to you, well, God is always just He's never going to raise His voice. He's always going to be sweet. Honestly, I just don't know that I buy into that. I don't buy into that. I'm not saying God is angry. He's not. But God can be firm. You know, Father can be firm. A father can be firm. A father can say, look, this is the situation. Because if you can't hear in these other ways, he'll make it so you hear in a different way. Because God's all in. And he's for us. So he's going to meet us where we are. Listen, Jesus came in the flesh. And God meets us in our flesh by the Spirit to show us how to work out this flesh by the Spirit so that we are not in pieces, but we're in peace. Because this is God. He's not afraid of us. He's stooped low already, and now he lives within us. I mean, come on. God living inside of you, that's good news. This is what was so radical about the new covenant, that God eradicated the harsh yoke. He eradicated the harsh yoke on the people. And he offered the good news of relationship with him so that you never had to go again to someone to absolve your sin, but instead you could privately with him, Christ in you, receive all the forgiveness and all the unconditional love that was there in him for you and for humanity. God sees us clean, pure. The problem is we don't see ourselves like that. That's the problem. The problem isn't how God sees us. The problem is how we see us. That's the real problem. If we can sync up with how God sees us, we'll live in peace all the time. If we can sync up how God sees someone else, we'll live in peace all the time. Anyway, I bless you today. This is day 28, and God sees me out of the Brave New You, which is always backwards on the iPhone. And I bless you today, and I will talk to you another day. Until soon, share this with a friend. Bye-bye.